Hi everyone, this is Lady T with your Boo Boo the Full Manifestation video for the end of May 2022, going into June 2022. And I named this Boo Boo the Full Manifestation because that's really the kind of energy that you need to step into to positively move forward and to bring in your hopes and dreams. So let me explain where I got Boo Boo the Fool from. Growing up, Boo Boo the Fool was not a good thing. It was a fool. Um, and it was really somebody who, really didn't know too much about nothing. People would crack on him or, make jokes about him, that kind of person. But I don't know why, but Boo Boo the Fool for me is really the kind of energy you do want to step into now, because you want to put all of the things of the past in their place in the past. You want to shut the door on the nonsense that you've allowed yourself to be in for however long. You want to, change the record that you've been playing in your subconscious, that you don't deserve, or you're not good enough, or you are blaming someone for what you don't have, or the lack of gratitude, the lack of peace, joy, passion, you name it. Stepping into Boo Boo the Fool energy is about stepping into your authentic self, the person who is meant to have, the person who is the person whose hopes and dreams come to fruition, and they come in, on a regular basis. It's not a one-time deal. This is what you do. This is your new way of living. You're no longer the person who allows the negativity from the past, whatever's happened, to stop you from moving forward. And your reading, honestly, your tarot cards, as we'll go over in just a moment, reflect everything that I'm saying. I thought it was great that it lined up this way. And so that tells me I'm on track too. I'm of mixed background, and so I I look one way and sound another. And with that being said, I very rarely, do any cussing, but when I do, people know I'm dead serious because I don't take shit when you piss me off. So, people don't see that side very often. But I decided to let you see the real me, and the real me is fun. The real me is authentic. The real me doesn't take shit. The real me, puts on their big girl boy panties, and knows how to check themselves, especially when they're on the wrong road and not getting where they want to go. And so stepping into, Boo Boo the Fool energy to me is stepping into your power, and taking back your power, because maybe you've given it out to too many people. Maybe you have too many responsibilities and you're carrying the load for everybody, but yet you're not getting anything out of it. You're people pleasing, you're codependent, you're whatever you are. Yes, you need healing. Don't get me wrong, but you can also move forward in a new way. This is a new opportunity for all of us, and that's why this Boo Boo the Fool energy reading and manifestation video is being done, because I want to try to help you get there, and I just hope that this does help you in some way. So let's go ahead and get into your tarot cards. Oh, one more. I did want to talk about something too. I don't know about you, but where I grew up, I didn't get a lot of things growing up. Things weren't handed to me. It is what it is. And so, I decided that, there's got to be something more to life than this. That's my thinking. And that's really what I've been trying to manifest for, probably the last, I want to say last year. But I've been doing it the wrong way, and that's what I recently discovered. And that's why I'm doing this video, to help you, because we all want things. We all have hopes and dreams and desires, but we have to understand that we need to take a conscious effort to get there. We have to be intentional as we move forward and make these decisions to move forward in the right way. If you want to manifest, you can't do it from negativity. You can't do it from low vibration. You can't do it from a mentality of lack or scarcity, or you don't deserve, or I shouldn't have, or my parents didn't have it, so therefore I can't have it. All that kind of stuff. All that is old programming. And that's what may have happened in their situation, because you can't do better if you don't know better, right? But I know better and I'm going to do better. That's my mindset. And so that's why I'm trying to help you step into your Google the Fool energy, so that you can do the same if that's what you desire. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. Here we have your center energy as change in reverse. That tells me everything right there. Your resistance to the change that's trying to come in. Crowning you, you have movement in reverse, which also tells me you're resistant and you are not taking any actions. You are not making any choices. You are not moving forward. You are intentionally not doing anything. Undermining your energy. You have the Three of Cups, maybe working with others is something you want to do. Dreams moving forward, you have them, but you're not really doing anything about them. And maybe you want to go out and just have a good time right now, which is something you may just need to do, because maybe you've been so down. Maybe you've been so tired and so, all up in the negativity for a while now. And however long that's gone on, that now you just don't even, you're just like, you don't even have the passion. You don't have the willpower, the motivation to do anything, but you're going to have to do something different if you want different. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. It just doesn't work that way. So what led up to this is, the universe coming in, closing out the cycle for you, and then you getting some rest. Potentially, maybe some transformation is occurring also. And then your outcome is choices. So, you have every right to make a choice. Spirit gives us free will. They're like, okay, I'm waiting on you. What you gonna do? The problem is you can't do what you've been doing because it ain't working. So let's get real for a minute. Let's really, step into who we are, who we want to be, not who we were, not who other people think we should be, but who we are, who we want to be, because that's taking your power. You don't let other people define you. You don't do anything, to hurt other people. You don't speak ill, you don't act ill, all that kind of stuff. But it's also about you being your authentic self, because that's the only way you step into your power, is when you are authentic and when you are being who you are meant to be. You can't be anybody else. It's a mask. It's false. Okay, it's fake. And we all do it all the time. But it's time to put the mask down. It's time to do whatever kind of healing to get out of that negativity. I'm doing it radically. I am determined to move forward. I am determined to have my hopes and dreams. I am determined to have what I want. And that's that Boo Beautiful energy. And so I encourage you to step into this now, because I don't know how long it's going to last. So I'm going to take the most opportunity of it that I can. I'm going to step into it and walk it every day, and I'm going to shake myself and I'm going to kick myself in the ass whenever I need to, if I see myself slipping again back into the negativity. And we're going to talk about that as we get further into the reading. But I hope really honestly that this helps you. So let's go ahead and look at some of your cards. So one of your received messages, receive everything as sacred. I'm willing to discover how I can receive more and better by letting go of the fight. That's that resistance to change. Okay, you can't fight the inevitable. You want something to change, but yet you don't want it to change. It's like you're fighting yourself. Well, the question is why don't you want better for yourself? That's the question. And if you don't want better for yourself, you got some work to do, because until you change that mindset right there, nothing's going to change. So let's talk about it. Let's be real. If we're going to go there, let's do it. Be spacious is your next message. I am willing to discover the manifesting power of caring for my space, receive with ease. So this is really about decluttering, detoxifying. This is about, health. This is about, getting out of the negative energy, getting out of the negative mindset, clearing your space, smudging, whether you, saging, clearing out a space to receive the things that you are asking for. Next, you have receive attention. I am willing to receive loving attention in expected and unexpected ways. Receive your needs. So this is about support, asking for it if you need it, because, we all need help. We all need help. There are various points of our life, daily sometimes, every second sometimes, okay? But we're, society has conditioned us to not ask for help. But I will also tell you too, you come to me for help, you better be willing to do the work, because there's a difference between helping you and enabling you, and I won't enable anyone because I can't do it. This is your journey just as much as it's mine, and you have to do your actions that are necessary for you, just like I have to do mine. So we got a little tough love going on with that. And receive rest. Second message here. I am willing to believe that I can receive infinite possibilities as I rest. Receive your needs. And to me, this is also about protecting your energy, deciding who's worthy of it and who's not, having strong boundaries, and really, setting those up and keeping them in place. Because you've been, the people pleaser. You've been the person who's exhausted yourself trying to support everybody else, but nobody really supported you. You've been that person. I've been that person. But, I'm not hating on the situation. It is what it is. I allowed it, so how can I get mad at somebody else if it's what I allowed? But I'm not allowing that anymore. See, that's that energy, right? That's that energy. Okay. Now, your divine abundance oracle is ease. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easier for me to receive. When you step into that space where you just allow, you don't worry no more. You don't doubt. You just allow. You're like, universe, go ahead, handle it. I'm waiting. I'm not even waiting. I'm doing me, and I'll just appreciate it when it gets here, whenever that is. Here we have extraordinary. There's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. This is about, again, that authenticness, right? I know that's probably not even a word, but that's all right. I just made up one. Each one of us is extraordinary. Each one of us is unique, because each one of us has the potential to be anything we want to be. But we have to believe that. We have to understand that. And we have to take the necessary actions to align to that. Companionship. Giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. This really speaks to me about in relationships, and also yourself. That keeps hitting me with that card. You have to come in companionship and alignment with yourself. You cannot fill somebody else's cup if yours isn't even full. That, that whole thing about being on the plane, you got one of your children with you and something happens on the plane, the oxygen mask comes down and you put your oxygen mask on last. Okay, well, when you can't breathe, or, what good are you? You have to take care of you first before you can help anybody else. Because if you're not doing it from that place of being full yourself, then you aren't really giving the optimal to the situation. You're giving half. You might be giving a quarter because you're on fumes right now, running around crazy, trying to help everybody, being codependent or whatever the situation is. None of that's doing you any good. And you can't walk in this energy and expect to manifest and have your hopes and desires and dreams just because you're a good person. You have to be strong enough to put the boundaries in place and hold them in place, because you deserve just like everybody else. But you have to give to yourself. You have to give love. You have to give care. You have to give those things to yourself so you can embody that light. You can embody that energy, and then you can give it out. And then you continue to replenish that energy within yourself. And you can keep, being in that continual cycle of giving and receiving. But you have to do it for yourself first. And then the last one, which I thought was so in line with this reading, change. Very thing you were in reverse over here. Very thing that's going to happen, no matter what you say, is coming. Change. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. Yeah, because you understand the ego is only, it's doing its job. Don't get me wrong. The ego's there to protect you. Unfortunately, you didn't need protected. So it went into defense mode, and it was just fully armed to take on the world and battle everybody. Well, the problem is there was no war. You didn't even need the ego to step up, but it did anyway, because that's what it's used to doing. You've allowed it to do that for so long. So now it's overriding, it's controlling everything. Now you need to tell the ego to go have a seat. You got this. I'll let you know when I need you. You need to have that kind of conversation with your ego. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and get into your money and law attraction cards with Esther and Jerry Hicks. Cool people. Whatever I desire, I can acquire. This is pretty much, you want to just really manifest the true desires of your heart without the limitations that you put on yourself for whatever reason, because of other people, because of your childhood, whatever. All that has to go. You have to shut the door on it. You have to shut the door on the past, and you have to let it go. It's not serving you anymore. You learned all the lessons already. So what is it doing now? It's just hindering you from moving forward in the right way. The lessons from the past were for you to learn. You learned, so let it go. If you learned, what are you holding on to it for? Unless you haven't learned. I leave that up to your discretion to figure out. In my appreciation, I allow myself to receive wonderful things. Again, receiving, appreciation, they go hand in hand. When you appreciate, the universe understands that you appreciate, that you're thankful, and guess what? It gives you more because you're in a space to receive it the right way. You're going to do the right things with it because you're going to share it with others. You're not just going to hold on to it and not share it with others. That's how you lose things, because you're holding on to it so tightly that you're rejecting anything that's trying to come in. Okay. I can give my attention to positive aspects. Again, getting your mind under control and stopping the old programming, the old record that's playing in your head that tells you what you can't have, what you don't deserve, brings up the fear and the anxiety and all that overthinking and all that nonsense. Change the record. Stop the record in its tracks. Override it with a new record. What do you want in your life? Keep playing that in your head. When that negativity pops up, say, you know what? Hey, yeah, I hear you. But guess what? We're changing the record today. We're not playing that no more. That's old. We got some new music. I can see my world through the eyes of Source. And the wonderful thing about it is Spirit wants for you to be abundant. We have just been programmed, through childhood and seeing our parents work themselves to death, literally. Or just thinking you can't have without, breaking your back to get it. It's time for change. And it's all up to us to come into alignment with the changes we so desire in our heart, mind, and soul. And I'm stepping into mine, and I hope you're stepping into yours. Stepping into Boo-Beautiful energy for the end of May going into June. Gemini, I hope you're with me. Much love and light. Lady T.